I'm still
Dire
not sure what
team
this
back.
first pick CM's about, right? Like, you want to do it when you have heroes that want to be spamming out abilities, but also when you've got a decent kill lane, right?
Radiant
Because I feel
team
like
back.
CM level 2 is one of the strongest level 2s in the entire game. Even without a mango or any kind of mana regen item, you're going to be able to get both spells off. And, you combo that together with another reliable slow stun. I guess Reflection and Metamorphosis does enable you to have that, but I feel
10
like you're going to want
seconds
to be using
remaining.
meta, level 1. Maybe if he goes Reflection level
5
1 and then he
seconds
still has the
remaining.
Metamorphosis for that level 2 timing, I could see it working. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see with what they're looking to do here. And what do you reckon they're going to pick up for young PH for his mid hero?
I think it has
Dire
to be a hero that
team
spams
back.
mana. Otherwise, I really don't understand the Crystal Maiden. You're not getting much usage out of it. Maybe it can enable the heroes they have to go for a little bit different itemization, not into as much to stay like have full uptime on the map to protect the resources. But I feel like
10
I mean,
seconds
you're actually
remaining.
23rd pick, so you're picking blind. You don't have heroes to front line, so I was going to
5
say like someone
seconds
like a
remaining.
Lena because of the blind pick, but you're going to have a bit of
Playing
an
on Lesh.
issue.
Lesh isn't bad against the Chen. Gives you more tower taking, so you can put a
Mm.
ton of pressure on with the Beastmaster and the TB. Like, you win a team fight, and that's multiple objectives gone.
Radiant team pick.
I feel like it's not bad.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I just a bit
Dire
worried
team
about having
pick.
that hero without a backup. They're gonna go Invoker, so they've got very good setup for Exort. With Raw and Earth Spirit pick off potential, I think he has to go Coswex nonetheless to make plays. You got Terrorblade is going to be pretty farm intensive. They
10
could
seconds
just
remaining.
conquer on Polaris. I mean, Mac, if I
5
remember, has got
seconds
a
remaining.
Conquer's Band. Never mind, that would be a very good pick.
Even just Frostbite into Sunstrike's not too bad either.
Yeah.
So
What are some of the better matchups versus Invoker mid? I'm trying to remember.
I mean, anything that wants to try and like Lena's still available, but these are a little squishy, I suppose.
I feel like they can go leaner. Like you got Sven who can beef you up. Pango Lion gonna jump fights. Maybe double burst versus Terrorblade would be nice. The matchups, yeah, very like you just out DPS the Invoker with ease, and you scale very well into late game. Pretty hybrid damage.
Yep.
Maybe they could look for a way to take objectives like a Lesh themselves to help deal with the Terrorblade illusions. Even we don't see Death Prophet a lot, which I find fascinating, but like that amplified with the Chen.
I feel like just the travel time on the silence is the big thing that's just killed the hero.
Yeah, that's very true. I
People are
forgot that.
that good these days that they're just going to be able to dodge it. Yeah, I like the Lina. The Chen is what is essentially going to enable the push, and you probably don't even need God Strength to be able to, right? Just the Warcry plus a Chen creep, it's going to be able to tank up like 15 hits from a tower, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah, well, let's see, what do they go for? Okay.
Choose your hero.
I mean, against a TB, it's always good. I guess against
Oh,
an Invoker as well.
they go for
Uh,
Mac Pango.
yeah. I mean, considering there's no Bloodseeker, it's more viable, but I don't know. It's kind of a big deal if you get the roar off onto him in the middle of a team fight, right?
I
I
mean,
mean, the
yeah,
yeah.
I'm just intrigued on his itemization now. This game is a position too. Like, what is he gonna opt into? Echo potentially. I feel like
Well,
might.
remember they nerfed that, right?
That's
The
right. Yeah, they could.
swashbuckle
Yeah, they did.
Mango
Sorry, never
doesn't work
mind.
anymore.
So yeah, not Echo.
Hopefully,
Diffusal.
he's read his patch notes, not like Mr.
Yes.
CEO Moon going for those double cooldown reduction items. Yeah, Diffusel's not bad. All of them have pretty low mana, and Invoker, of course, needs to have mana to be able to have high effectiveness in this game. Maelstrom's not horrible, just to be able to deal a little bit better with the TB illusions. Um, what else could they look to go for? And it helps with the D push as well, right? Which is something that you still need to be a little bit mindful of.
Yeah, without a doubt. With how the odds are looking at the moment, still favoring Polaris. $2.41 to the $5.26 right now for Yangon. And if people are looking to drop some bets, then you can do that over at N1Bet. Thank you to the sponsor. You can deposit with digital wallets and crypto and bet on the Pro Series 8 matches. You can enter with code BTS Dota on bts.gg/N1Bet and get an exclusive bonus without any wages. We saw in our game one of our previous series, there was a bit of a juicy odds there with the open qualifier team. It's we'll see how this game it's able to go for Yangon versus Polaris. So keep in mind, Polaris, they are on the bottom of the table, really needing some victories to kind of boost up maybe a little bit of their confidence and especially the hopes of not being brought down with no contention of being to the playoffs. Danog, how are we feeling about this game one draft? Do you like Yangon, or do we feel like Polaris have what it takes?
I'm honestly still trying to think of like what this Pango is going to go. He can see in the quick buy he's got the Orb of Venom queued up. He's going to go into an energy booster. Does that mean he's going to disassemble it into a Lotus Orb for himself or the Sven to make sure he's not getting wrought up and able to have good impact this game? How are they going to be able to play around the Chen? He's got a Blightstone paired together with a... I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm just going to put out a big I don't know how this game is going to go. I think the first pick CM isn't going to be able to accomplish enough in this game. I feel like it's a decent kill lane, I guess, with the Beastmaster Earth Spirit, but neither of these drafts scream out like this is amazing to me, you know? Like they don't have a key timing that they're all centered around. They don't have amazing synergies together. Like the Doom pick is always nice against an Invoker or a TB, but then, you know, there are other heroes that are still incredibly strong. I'm hearing a lot on the card, but
Yeah. They love the voice line. What can you say? Nobody wins. All right, well, that's a good way to start. I'm all Polaris, easy D-Ward. Let's go, baby. Actually, am I? Hang on, I'm not sure about this. Another pause. We've got more time to work it out. So, okay, let's break down the lanes at the moment. How do you feel like the lane setup's going to go? Just based solely off like victories, top, mid, and bot. Just quickly, who do you feel like should take it team-wise?
What are we just talking about? Who's going to get more farm, or what? Like kill threats? What's
who's going to win the lane?
Here?
Win the lane.
Yeah, but win is subjective.
Okay, you know? Well, like, win is subjective, so you're subjective to win then.
Okay, for example, I feel like Mac isn't going to go close to killing the Invoker, but he's still going to get farm because he's just going to be spamming out the swashbuckles and pushing the lane out. So they're going to just trade and farm in the mid lane, and it's going to be totally fine.
So, so that would be even, yes?
Sure. Doom, I think he's happy to just sit back and farm and be a little bit more passive. He's got a Sven on his lineup. Lion, he's going to stack. He's going to get some decent passive gold coming through with the Sven eventually going to take it. I think this is going to be a pretty backseat kind of game. We still don't know what young PH is going for in terms of his build. Is he going to be a Quaswex or he's going to be an Exort? Like, that might actually determine how I feel towards who's going to win this game. Because, you know, if you go Exort and you're able to get a multiple kills through the use of the rolling boulder as well as the frostbite into a sunstrike, then, you know, things start to go a little bit more in your favor.
Well, we're going to see the Wex. So how does this change how you're feeling about this game?
Not too much about anything, to be honest. It might even just be waiting for that level 2 mark, right? Where he's going to have level 2 or level 3, and then you've got the CM again with the Frostbite plus Crystal Nova combination that, you know, is much more potent at being able to pick up a quick kill.
Sure. Well, for Yangon Galacticos, their bottom lane, Lon and Hao, feels like this is definitely a strong combo, the Crystal Maiden with the Terrorblade. They're a bit squishy together, but they do have solid kill threat. So keep our eyes on...
How did do what I really liked, right? He went the level 1 reflection so that he would have the metamorphosis level 2 when you hit your very dangerous timing with the CM hitting up onto it.
I feel like
Ton of regen as well on the CM.
He's got double mango and a clarity, so we'll see. One should have a decent amount of resources at least to continue the harass at the moment. I think that Polaris can probably kill the Crystal Maiden whenever Metamorphosis is on cooldown, but when Hal has this a big ability, then it's going to be very difficult. I think we'll have a lot of kills down bottom, but there might be a time where it has to be very dependent on the positioning.
It's all about securing that first blood, though, and that will not happen because they're able to get a first blood on the top side. What creep did he even take? Do you have anything?
I'm not sure. Okay, Boomy just solo killing Lun as well. So, good observing, Danog. Thank you for that.
No worries. It's a pretty big disaster, to be honest, for YG. Like, you play CM for the strength in the early game, and the fact that you've given up a solo kill already. Sure, Hao's got up onto level 3, but I feel like why not pick another hero that's going to actually transition a bit more into the later stages of the game?
Tower is under attack.
They haven't used that meta yet as well. They're finally going to pop it, but Lun's still level 1.
To be honest. He's still level 1, and they weren't even close to be able to get off the... Like, do you need the Metamorphosis to go for this creep wave? I don't think you do. Okay, level 2 now. This is the key thing that we're looking for. Nope, he goes the Arcane or Arcane. I don't understand this. You know, why go 3 Mangoes and a Clarity if you're not going to be going for kills super early on? I'm changing my tip to Polaris.
Bit too late. Bit too late. Zorain...
Well, considering I didn't make a prediction before, I feel like
it's very
just
true.
on time.
My heart.
Bottom lane, they look to trade, but Hao has lost the Metamorphosis. He's going to be careful how long he sticks around, but... Get out to safety. They do unfortunately lose the Crystal Maiden top lane. Oh, sorry, middle lane. Mac is falling very, very low on the Pangoliers. Got the 1-2-1 skill build at the moment. Still the energy booster, the queued up item here. In regards to young PH, he's also looking to continue to build into the Coswex with the Urn of Shadows as his next item. But top lane, Natsumi looking for another kill in the lane. He's got the movement speed to chase down Zorain, and with one last swing of the sword, he's going to be able to pick up his second kill.
Single point into the greater cleave yet on Natsumi. Clearly prioritizing some kill threat coming through. I think I saw the satyr. What is it? The Banisher? Is that what it's called? The one that can. Yeah, with the purge.
Yep.
They were able to pick that one up, and that enabled them to go for this early kill. It's even just the right click is pretty decent, and it's not like they have a ton of right click threat right now. So Rain, he's actually gone away from getting the Call of the Wild Boar altogether. He wants to skill up the Wild Axes as soon as possible. So changing things up a little bit.
Bottom, Lun might be in trouble. Nico's got 2 points up in the Scorcher, so should be plenty of potential to chase him down. Unless Skill A, with his early rotation, the Earth Spirit, is going to try and put a stop to that, but still without the extra damage required with the Metamorphosis. Nico's not going to lose his life. He's already super beefy with 9 armor. The only chainmail pickup. Still going to look to roll in deep. Easy sidestep.
But again, this is the risk. Lun, if you don't have the Crystal Nova, your cast range is tiny. Crystal Nova, at least you're able to A, secure last hits on range creeps, B, it just enables your engage potential so much. Like, if they're slowed, you probably catch them with 2 of those rolls.
And they are giving a free lane as well. Top lane for Natsumi is... Have they got more boulder smashes? They've already used both of them. Natsumi's not giving up the chase. Really looking to put a statement onto Zorain. He's actually even got the Mask of Madness queued up for Natsumi.
Alright. He's got the Crystal Nova.
Let's
and
go.
Earth Spirit's left. I think he might be trying to take the bounty rune perhaps, and then go for the kill after the fact. Yeah, you can see, like, Boomy, he's actually taking some right clicks here. Powers as well, though.
Skill A.
Hello.
Gonna
He's
look to get a
fast.
5. Does he go back
It's
in?
very important that he gets this kill as well. Like, he went a naked Urn of Shadows.
Max actually just gonna look for a solo kill. We'll charge up the Rolling Thunder. Gets the bounce back. He's a bit
even the creep.
away, but they've got the extra assistance, and with that third point up in the swashbuckle, he's got plenty of AoE damage to go through the last second Ghost Walk. Bottom lane, Yangon looking to still try and find their first kill of the game. They will finally get that, but simultaneously Natsumi still putting a huge statement in this top lane as Zorain getting nothing out of the Beastmaster, and again Nico as well finding the Crystal Maiden.
1 to 7, 7 minutes in. Probably wasn't expecting this mid lane to go quite as heavily favored over to the Pangolier. You know, with the Invoker, of course, going into the EMP, trying to hinder the amount of farm that he's able to get from the lane. Of course, Shield Crash gets its maximum value when you're able to hit multiple heroes, kind of like the Decay. So Swashbuckle being skilled up as the maximum makes complete sense for Mac, but even with essentially no items, he's been able to put a ton of harass in onto young PH here. Any stacks as well? No, that's probably the one thing that they're yet to do so far on Polaris' side. Really secure the Sven's farm in the jungle. But he's still got plenty out of the lane, so it doesn't really matter.
I guess the nice thing for Yangon is that they do have a lot of rotation potential at some stage. Mac again already has this ultimate available. Let's see if Lon's fast enough for the TP, but the Invoker positions himself closer to the edge of the wall where Mac could be able to bounce back and forth, but they haven't got the damage in the tank this time. Maybe they do to killing off Lon.
Tower's sitting pretty damn low.
Yes.
Mac has bodied this lane. I'm very surprised with how low this tower is. That must have been the catapult that did a lot of the work. Poor young PH. Looks like they will just be able to pick up a tower. So an early tier 1, it does get denied. Silver linings, but still young PH getting dived incredibly deep. Skill 8, not enough to be able to protect his position too. And now he might just feed away his life, although the tier 2 stand as enough of a deterrent to push them back. Will it stop them from pushing on forward for Lun as he overcompromises his positioning, and Mac is popping off on this position to Pango.
I know with all the shuffle, and like I said before, I was probably a little bit harsh calling them the rejects coming through, considering Mac was really for a long time the hot commodity in the Southeast Asian region for mid laners, and he's going to show exactly why. Going these unorthodox mid laners, he's even making the rotations up towards the top side to get the kill onto Zorain. Primal Raw used for nothing.
Oh, if they scout out Lun. But now Mac's just going to look for the TP. This is getting into a pretty rough territory considering they got a 5,000 net worth lead, and Doom's just going to get harder to deal with as the game goes on. Midas completed. We haven't even highlighted. It's one of his best heroes here. And not only that, I mean, Natsumi has got a Mask of Madness completed, so his farm is going to start to skyrocket. It's...
Man, look at this. The pings. The House had to go into the other side of the map to try and get anything out of it, and well, he will take a little bit of a hard camp, but it was scouted out by the hill troll that's just camped here, ready to go for a few more stacks. So it doesn't end up getting much of anything.
Still...
Even just having to TP all the way back to base, so that metamorphosis, half of it's wasted.
Hey, well, I was partially right. I was really speaking about the Beastmaster position too, but he's going to go Aghanims. But he's going to be quite a ways away. It's no bueno. Well, we'll see if Skill A and Young PH can bring it back. These would definitely been the two standouts with how impressed we were. With the first season, we got the cast Yangon in the lower division, and also when we saw them recently versus Dreammaker. Might just be the 6th death here for Lun. They have ample time to be able to transition this Rolling Thunder into another kill as well. Zorain just getting his ultimate back up and available. See if this is going to give them time to get to safety. Skill Ace and Young PH hand in hand. The help in the hand of God, global potential, might give Boomy an opportunity to retreat to safety, and it will, but Max still gotta be cautious. It's so survivable. Shield crash with Arcane Rune. Does he have to? He can actually just go back in. 54 reduction. What do you do versus him? He's getting tickled right now. Oh my god. This hero, finger of death on top of it as well. 7 deaths for your Crystal Maiden. It can be like that sometimes. Young PH as well. He's getting dived under the T2 tower. Unrelentless.
Didn't use the swashbuckle there. Would have been able to avoid the EMP. But even Max not perfect. It's actually something that I just realized there that I hadn't considered previously. So, you know how there's some abilities where it's like... Oh, what's an example? I guess like the quills on Bristleback, where they gradually fade off, right? Like even if you were able to stack up a bunch onto one person, and then you let them, all expire, and then you cast one right towards the end, it doesn't fully refresh the stack. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And it's the opposite of Sticky Napalm, right? Like Sticky Napalm always just continues to stack up, kind of like the Shadow Poison on the Shadow Demon. But I think, and I might have seen something wrong, but so Mac initially hit 3 people with that shield crash. So he had the 54% damage reduction. And then after that, he was only hitting like 2 or 1 person, but it refreshed the full 54%. It didn't like go to 36 or it didn't go to 18, which is kind of nuts. By the way, Blink Dagger 2 is available.
Whew, that's quite a target. Somehow everyone else makes it away just of the fact... Thanks to Beastmaster's Roar, but it looks like Natsumi is going to look to try and lock in Lun. Let's just add up to an 8 death here. Again, it really does feel like it's some of those Crystal Maiden games. You either feed unrelentlessly or you're going to die over 5 times. But this is one of those games, unfortunately, for Lun. And Mac is 6-0-3 right now. It's all Polaris.
He's not losing any unreliable gold, though, because, let's be honest, he isn't getting any. All of his gold is essentially coming from just passive gold coming through. So all of it's sitting reliable. He's actually pretty much level with the Earth Spirit, who hasn't died a single time.
Young PH. See if they can take the fight around the triangle. Pow's got Metamorphosis. They give Terrorblade a little bit of time just to freely right-click. The Magnetizer doing a lot of damage as well, so they'll push back Boomy, so they'll get another kill on the line. They're lacking some control from CML. It looks like now Zorain can clean that off. Mac's actually got to be careful too. This is a big streak. Okay, Yangon, they'll find 3.
And again, all of them are together. You've got the maxed out Inner Beast Aura, you've got the TB with a Metamorphosis, and you can just continue this push on forward. Like I was saying before, if you're able to get a tower, or sorry, a team fight win, the objectives melt. I don't think it's going to be enough for them to take Roche afterwards. They're all running towards their general region, but it's to be able to take top.
Some signs of life, but that was with Doom on cooldown, and I believe God Strength was on cooldown as well. So we do give away a little bit there for Polaris, but we'll see if they're going to instantly look to answer back. Boom is quite a ways away from the Blink. I wonder if they're trying to funnel a little bit more farm into CML, who's, yeah, he's already got the mech.
Oh, great interruption there by Mac.
Also, catch up Boomy, so the Lions trying to even up the deaths here with the Crystal Maiden, the fellow supports, just make him not feel as bad. Down to the, well, I say that, poor old Lund is going to add up another tally here, but, Nico doesn't mind. He's just going to look to catch Zorain and some extra targets to the backline. Natsumi, it's going to reveal his own Blink as well to get on top of Young PH as another 3-man end up wiping there and get How up top. Doom. He's going to find the real big target here. How is it been that X factor, I guess, in some of the fights and potential late game condition. Mac's going to be able to cut him off, though. Yeah, unfortunately, it was a nice sidestep, but didn't have an opportunity to be able to get the Sunder off as Mac bursts him down.
$10K net worth lead. Polaris looking pretty damn strong here. Again, like, this is one of those games where you just cannot go forward. And so I can understand the Arcane Aura as long as you're alive on the CM. You're doing something because, you know, the frostbite, you just feel incredibly useless right now. You know, you're never going to be in a position to be able to get it off.
Then comes me home.
There's the Finger of Death used as well to pick off Zorain. He's more than halfway towards building up into his Aghanim Scepter, but it still feels like an eternity away given that you've lost a ton of map control so far.
Yeah, it's gonna take you some time to be able to pick up the Aghanims. It feels like you might have to funnel. I mean, even young PH is gonna see nothing of a game here. Level 1 in XOR. Looks like he just completed the Glover Haste, so I mean, it feels like the only way is a hope of a late game and Polaris throwing. If he can get the hand of Midas, then who knows, but you know, Polaris have some exceptional late game fighting as well. Doom could just take multiple heroes out of a fight.
I feel like Chen needs to be their key target. You know, if you're able to take out Chen super early on, get the Vessel onto him, the Mechanism and the Hand of God aren't going to be that effective. They're going to take Roche first. I mean, I don't mind this. It feels like a Hail Mary sort of play, but they know that it's coming. Able to use the Frostbite onto the creep, which will hold it in place for a decent amount of time. They want to get rid of it to reduce that vision, but he still used his Tornado in enough time to see how low the Roche was.
Just gonna smoke up. About half duration left of the Metamorphoses. Gonna look to make a long wrap around here. They don't have young PH hand in hand. Meta's a quarter duration left. They see Nico.
He's got the BKB though.
It's a difficult target to answer up on, and yeah, Meta now.
He's a little far forward for my liking. He was potentially in a vulnerable position to get picked off, and well, there goes the counter smoke. I don't think that caught anyone. Boomy was just in that little nook there, and he was able to avoid it.
And Boomy gonna look to reveal the blink on the Crystal Maiden. Mac will instantly follow up as well, but it's gonna be cautious. Silences overlapping. Mac's not gonna get bursted down in the back line. Doom dropping the ultimate. Will clean off Hal, and then the rest of Yangon instantly having to look to retreat away. But this will now open up Roshan for Polaris.
Why not? They've got the vision with the Hawk, of course, but well, the skill they... I was about to say free up a spot in his inventory. He does not have more than 4 items, so... can look to go for it. Might only be delaying the inevitable, though. Here we go, charging it up.
Oh, got it! Alright, silver linings, silver linings. This is the start of the comeback. Yes?
No.
Okay. Well, space created, young PH. Getting a couple waves down bot. 800 gold in the bank towards the Midas, but nonetheless, 15,000 net worth leaders. What do we feel like the probability is in that?
99.
Ooh.
Oh, close.
Yeah, it's looking a bit rough. Looking a bit rough. Is this Polaris just executing the lanes at a level you weren't expecting, or because I felt like the draft wasn't horrific at all?
Anytime where a Pango is picked and Bloodseeker is available and you do not pick it is a huge mistake. Like, how much work has Mac done in these team fights with Rolling Thunder?
Yeah, that's very true.
And now can you imagine it just didn't exist? Like, how different this game would be.
Yeah, it completely just changes the dynamic of the draft as well. This wouldn't... It's more than likely would have been a 5 Pango, so you don't build into a Chen. Mac will make an attempt, skill a little bit short on the roll. Now they're actually just going to turn it back around, because now Mac back up to a respectable health where he can just roll in forward, and even got the bounce back as well as... Yangon hoping for prayer. But it's going to have to come off the back of a huge couple of mistakes from Polaris.
It's getting to the point where you don't even need to use the Doom onto the TB. Of course you want to, right? Like, it's a great target to do it on. But, like, Pango in 500 gold less is going to have roll up. He's already got the Yule Scepter. He's got the Blink Dagger. So you can probably just chain stun him to oblivion while the rest of the team, you know, smacks him down. It's a level 12 TB.
Dire's structures are fortified.
The 12 compared to the level 19 on Natsumi. Yeah, it is only a 4,000 difference between the position ones. The levels is showing a drastic contrast as once again Another catch onto the Invoker, slowing down that catch-up Midas timing.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Skill lane might even add the tally as well. How many deaths do we feel like Lon's gonna get up to? Do we,
What's he at now? 11?
11.
Yeah. See, if the map had a time limit and it was like it has to go to 40 minutes, I could see him exceeding 20 very easily. But I think the game is going to be over much sooner than that. So let's say 50.
Poor Terrorblade just punching the tree line. Mac just gained a
He's even got the
slither
Yule
of
Scepter so
vision.
you can't TP away.
He's trying
Around
to.
the Rosie.
Those trees cut down. They saw him again and they'll make him work for it, but they'll perfect their lockdown to prevent the sun. But a little bit too late on the Doom. They will get this kill,
Are the boys
right?
going to join him? I would. This is your one chance in my eyes.
Reinforcements are coming. Oh, two-man Earthspark. Jesus, Natsumi. A lot of damage, my good sir. Hey, at least the Crystal Maiden wasn't there to die. We gotta quickly
Taking back the outpost.
Pull
Getting a
up.
little bit more XP.
You gotta pull out a figure, just in case she dies. No, that's not a figure. Give us a number.
What do you mean a number?
What? How
I
many
said
deaths?
15.
Oh, you said 15. Okay, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Well, it's not gonna add up to the 12th just yet. I'm gonna go. We'll go 14. We'll go 14.
That was a 13 until you saw her getting gone on.
Man, he was gonna die. What the hell are you talking about? All right, now, how many finger death charges is Boomy gonna get?
Probably only 4, to be honest. Like, the cooldown's still long enough that I think the game's going to be done by the time he looks to build up any more than that 5 maximum.
Radiant's middle
might
tower is under
Look to
attack.
add one. Still on cooldown, unfortunately for Boomy.
Goodbye, young PH.
Oh, skill A as well. Next to add.
They
What's
got
a
the
meta?
axe.
Is that enough damage? Pure as well coming through for the Sunstrike, and it's a big kill to fight. Maybe this is the mistake they've been waiting for. Boomy's 2's in trouble. Aghanim's just completed from the Beastmaster, the constant hiya with the axes.
It's still, like, Invoker had to buy back for that, so Midas even further away. The Chen nearly has more net worth than the Invoker.
I like this
Also has
smoke a
0
lot.
Spirit Vessel charges.
Scanning.
I do too, and again, they need to kill the Chen. Like, Chen dies, no mechanism, no Hand of God, you get the Spirit Vessel charges, you could use that to potentially go into someone else, but now that the Sven hasn't had to use the BKB yet, and he's even got the Silver Edge as well, so the damage is going to be
Dyer's
nuts
middle
from
tower
that.
is under attack.
One.
There we go, they
They're
found
up
the right
shortly.
target.
Off of the western
Where's the
side,
damage?
Natsumi. We'll just rip apart Zorain, and now it looks like Yangon, as fast as they cross the map, they're gonna go back to their side of the territory. There's a +1 on both our predictions. Up to 4 charges for Boomy, up to 13 deaths for Mr. Lun, and Hao as well might even look to add to the tally. Sunder's available, but instantly the answer in the BKB. Natsumi will not give him an opportunity. It's a cut down from the big old red sword. It's plenty of damage, beyond godlike for Natsumi.
Am I that crazy? Like, CM and Earth Spirit, rolled in, but like, what were they expecting to have happen there? Like, they landed on the exact target that they wanted, and they kicked him back towards the team, but no one was there. Like, I can't imagine a world where that was the correct play to make. Are they just not communicating at all?
Radiant's
It
top
feels like
tower
it's
is
gotten to
under
that point,
attack.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I think the bigger, like one of the issues was Zorain was off to like the western side.
Yeah, and he got
where he
picked
got
up by
caught,
Natsumi, but he
yeah.
still wasn't in range to kill him.
Radiant's top
Yeah,
tower has fallen.
I don't know. It's looking grim for the boys. They've tried to make some attempts to scour our way back into this, but Polaris, it feels like with the
Dyer's
net worth lead they
courier
have.
has been
Yeah,
killed.
well, where was the courier? Where's the gem? Oh, there it is. Okay. Natsumi will swiftly pick that up, and as soon as he does, he'll drop it back down. BKB from Hao, but instantly answered with the Doom. I'll try and give some space to young PH. The Raw not going to give him an opportunity to back inside the base as Mac is just continuously to pivot onto the back line with this Rolling Thunder. They'll buy back on skill A, but there's no way to prevent Polaris from resetting their positioning. In fact, Natsumi, he's still got the God Strength ready to rock and roll. So if anyone warts and edges outside the base, they're going to look to jump.
Have that sentry ward though, so it might have been able to see him just on the edge there. Natsumi's behind you.
Instant wall snipe as well from Doom, and this should be all she wrote. They attempted to bring it back on Yangon, but this game, Polaris,
Middle tower is under attack.
a masterclass performance, and it's a pretty quick victory as well from then, 26 minutes in.
We were one off with the with our predictions there. Ended up getting the 5th finger of death stack, and I thought the reason why I went for 15 is that I thought Lun would buy back and get instantly killed again. So unfortunately, he just waited for his natural respawn, and by the time that happened, the game was over.
Yeah, that it was. I mean, for is this again? Polaris looking just too goddamn strong, and you expected the lanes to go a little bit better for Yangon. Is there some silver linings here heading into the second game that we can speak about, or?
Nope. Don't first pick CM unless it's in a kill lane, which it wasn't. And counter the Pango if they give you the opportunity to. I think that would go a long way. Like, it was a 30k lead in 26.5 minutes, but I feel like that gives them a chance, you know? Like, the amount of work that Mac did that game was nuts.
Yeah, I think maybe that would have gone a little bit different if it didn't go 0-1-1. Like, maybe, like we were saying, you could play meta with Arcane with Crystal Nova, and then potentially get a kill with the first use of the Metamorphosis. It looks like that was how he was waiting for that, but it was nice to see Yangon. They were still making some attempts, like that smoke into Roche, where they didn't end up taking it before Polaris was able to get there, and also where they got the 2 kills smoked up instantly once they were running down the mid lane to look to try and further maybe a slight window they had. Like, they weren't they were playing to try and find a way back in. You know, sometimes when you're so far behind, you're just really hoping off a mistake, which honestly, that's the only way they could really come back in. But they still were trying to make some attempts, and for a young team, that's nice to see from Yangon. So at least, you know, that's something to look at. But Polaris, just at least in this game, too strong of a performance. 42-8 is the kill count, a 26-minute victory. But this is only game 1. We'll see if the Open Qualified team is able to hit back after a short break.